For eons, the way to secure access to information systems and applications, be they your child's gaming system, your home banking system, or a government's mission control systems, has relied on two factors: user ID and password. In context of the level of protection of accessing that system and time, that means that the level of protection is at its highest the moment that that user ID is entered. But it actually declines over time as the user interfaces with the system and does his or her work. Why is that? Because they've been authenticated immediately, but then there's no further authentication. And things happen. Consider the employee that gets called away to go to a meeting while he or she is signed on, or goes to lunch and happens to leave their system signed on, or even more nefariously, a malware bot which is introduced to the system so that even while the user is there in their office, it's in the background simulating keystrokes and wreaking havoc to steal or change information or bring down critical networks. What this means is that the way that we've secured access to computer systems for decades is actually pretty weak, especially in light of today's world of increasing cybercrime. And user ID and passwords, face it, are often shared, compromised, stolen, and hacked. How about if there was a better way, however? What if, at the moment of authentication, when that user ID and password is entered, that the level of security could actually increase over time as that employee does his or her work? The more interaction they have with the system, the stronger the security gets for that application or that network or that system. That's possible today. And that's the world of advanced persistent security mechanisms. Let me give you an example. I don't know if you realize it, but the way you interface with a computer system is as unique to you as your fingerprint, the speed and rhythm of how you type. Certain behaviors, such as how you enter the spacebar twice after hitting a period, or how fast you hit an alphabetic key after the shift key, the rhythm and tempo of how you interact and create certain combinations are as unique to you as a fingerprint. And they can allow a system to know if it's actually you typing on the system even after you've signed on. Today's highly secure networks can use these advanced persistent security mechanisms so that once the user ID and password are entered, that triggers a constant comparison, advanced persistent security, continued vigilance, to is that user who they said they were when they signed on. Essentially, this is biometrics. But it's the next generation of biometrics. You see, this is e-biometrics. No expensive, kludgy, or error-prone hardware is required. No fingerprint readers, or iris scanners, or palm readers. The system polices itself. Let's look at some of the prior situations and see how that can affect today's corporate networks. The user signs on, he's authenticated, and goes to lunch and leaves his system on. Somebody sneaks in behind him and starts to wreak havoc on the system. That system can then stop and say, wait a minute, you're not typing like the person you're supposed to be. And it can ask for an escalating number of steps. Maybe it asks for a second-level challenge password. Maybe it alerts the sysadmin. Maybe what it does is turns on the webcam and compares the face of the person typing to the facial recognition database with your face. And if you're not the right person, it will cease access to that system immediately. That is advanced persistent security. Imagine the application for critical infrastructure such as traffic systems, energy systems, weapons control systems, or in the commercial world, financial trading systems, or health information systems that are controlled by HIPAA, or even your own home banking. Don't you want to know that once you've signed on with your user ID and password, or if somebody has stolen those, that system continues to make sure you are the right person interfacing with that system? That is advanced persistent security using e-biometrics. That is what leading IT security professionals are using to secure their systems these days. That's TypeWatch. We invite you to learn more at our website.